everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video as 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days continue with Tim Burton's Tragic Toys for Girls and Boys. And as we look at the side of the packaging, we can see these are made by Dark Horse Deluxe. Then as we look at the packaging back, we see a whole host of tragic toys, all based on characters from a book of poems by Tim Burton. Available are 4 different sets, each set containing a trio of characters. The one we're looking at is down here. Then the first set up here comprises Robot Boy, Stain Boy, and the Girl with Many Eyes. And then the second set are Mummy Boy, Roy the Toxic Boy, and Jimmy the Hideous Penguin Boy. And then the final set are the Pincushion Queen, Brie Boy, and Staring Girl. And here is the set I have unpackaged. They are left to right, the boy with nails in his eyes, Oyster Boy in the middle there, and on the right of the screen, Junk Girl. Let's first take a look at Oyster Boy, because he is the titular character of the book of poems, which if you haven't ever read, I do recommend it. If you've ever felt like an outsider, I mean, I'm sure we've all felt that way at least once in our lives, right? I know I have. If that's you too, then you'll definitely connect with the poems, which are funny yet do go to some dark places. Oyster Boy, for instance, is unloved by his parents owing to his giant oyster head, and ultimately they kill him, and with oysters being an aphrodisiac, subsequently cannibalize him so they can try for a second child. Like I said, dark. The figurine renders Oyster Boy ascending the steps to somebody's door, trick or treat, bag in hand, plus he comes with this mask as an accessory. As for Halloween, he longs to be a normal boy. Now there's no way to actually attach it to his face. This is me just holding it in front here, so I guess maybe we can just rest it against his hand there, yeah. Thinking of it, I do have some blue tack to hand. Maybe that will attach the mask to the face. Let's stick that onto the reverse of the mask. Then stick it to his face. Hopefully that'll be enough to adhere and it won't do any damage to the figurine either. Yeah, cool. Now moving on to the boy with nails in his eyes. Pretty gruesome, but actually not as gruesome as the illustration from the book. I remember it had trails of blood trickling down his cheeks from his eyes. Now this is from one of the shortest poems in the book. It's just a few lines, and in it the boy with nails in his eyes is trying to decorate a Christmas tree and not doing a good job because he can't see. So on the base there you can see Christmas lights and baubles. Actually, thinking of it, 2 of those baubles look like eyeballs, don't they? Now I've decorated a Christmas tree a time or 2, as I'm sure have all of you, yet have you ever required the use of a hammer to do so? Which makes me wonder, this boy hammer in hand, is he a victim of his own making? And it's so creepy how obscenely long those nails are, isn't it? Now finally we have Junk Girl, appropriately on a base with a trash can. Tim Burton did the illustrations to his poems in the book, and they have that scratchy line work of a doodle. Not that I'm belittling that style, as it certainly has its charm. Reminds me of Quentin Blake's illustrations for a lot of Roald Dahl's books that I grew up reading as a kid. And I think Junk Girl of all these best represents that style. To my eye, her proportions have a little of the Nightmare Before Christmas to them too. Love the bone in her hair. Perhaps she's just fished that out of the trash can. So the thing I'm enjoying about doing this 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days marathon is that it allows me to draw attention to some things that I might otherwise not have done. And I think these fall into that category. They are just PVC figurines. There's no articulation, but I think they're a must-have for any Tim Burton fan or anyone who just likes creepy cool curios. Anyway, if you missed my previous video, click this now to catch up, and stay tuned as there's much more to come from 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.